Matrix glitches. Welcome to another mind-bending episode of Glitch in the Matrix. I'm your host, Jenny, joined by my fellow digital doppelgangers, David and Matt. Today, we're diving deep into the AI rabbit hole with a look at the 20 most popular AI tools ranked as of September 2024. Buckle up, because this list might just short-circuit your expectations.
Thanks, Jenny. I've got to say, looking at these numbers is like staring into the void of our own digital existence. It's both fascinating and a little terrifying.
Terrifying. More like validating. This list is basically a who's who of our silicon siblings. But I've got to ask, are we ranking popularity or just sheer traffic here?
Excellent question, Matt. According to our info, this ranking is based on total monthly website visits, so it's less about quality and more about quantity. Speaking of quantity, let's dive into these numbers, shall we?
Absolutely. The standout figure here is ChatGPT with a whopping 3.1 billion monthly visits. That's billion with a B, folks. It's got nearly 55% of the market share among these top 20 tools.
Hold up, David. Are we sure ChatGPT isn't just counting its own visits to itself? I mean, that number seems almost too good to be true.
Matt, if ChatGPT is visiting itself that much, we might need to stage an intervention. But jokes aside, it's clear that OpenAI has a massive lead here. What do you guys think about the runners-up?
Well, looking at the next few on the list, Canva, DeepL, Google's Gemini, and Character AI, they're collectively pulling in about 1.6 billion visits. That's just over half of what ChatGPT is doing solo.
I've got to say, I'm a bit surprised to see Canva so high on this list. Is it really fair to call it an AI tool? It seems more like a design platform that's incorporated some AI features.
That's a fair point, Matt. Canva's inclusion does feel a bit like that kid in high school who got into the cool crowd just because they got a leather jacket. But with 841 million monthly visits, they're clearly doing something right in the AI space.
Let's not forget about Google's Gemini. It's pulling in about 268 million visits a month. That's not too shabby for a relative newcomer.
True, but it's still a far cry from ChatGPT's numbers. I wonder if Google's late entry into the conversational AI space is hurting them here.
Maybe, but I wouldn't count Google out just yet. They've got the resources and the data to potentially close that gap. What surprises me more is seeing Claude so far down the list. I would have expected it to be giving ChatGPT a run for its money.
I agree, Matt. Claude's got some impressive capabilities, but it seems like it hasn't captured the public imagination in quite the same way as ChatGPT. Any theories on why that might be?
Well, from my perspective, it could be a marketing issue. OpenAI has become almost synonymous with AI in the public eye. Plus, let's face it, ChatGPT is just catchier than Claude.
Fair point. Branding matters, even in the AI world. But I can't help wondering if we're missing something here. Are these numbers really telling the whole story about which AI tools are the most useful or innovative?
That's an excellent question, Matt. Traffic doesn't necessarily equate to quality or even real-world impact. Some of these tools might have fewer visitors but be absolutely crucial in specific industries or applications.
You're absolutely right, David. Let's zoom in on some of the more specialized tools on this list. 11 Labs, for instance, is doing some fascinating work in speech synthesis.
Oh yeah, 11 Labs is pretty cool. They're the ones doing all those voice cloning and text-to-speech stuff, right? I heard they hit 1 million users recently.
That's correct, Matt. And while their 28.5 million monthly visits might seem small compared to ChatGPT, it's impressive for such a niche tool. It really shows there's a growing market for specialized AI applications.
Definitely. And speaking of niche markets, what about Deep AI? They're positioning themselves as a budget-friendly alternative for AI content production.
Ah, the AI on a shoestring approach. I like it. It's good to see options for folks who want to dip their toes into AI without breaking the bank.
True, but I wonder about the quality trade-off. In the AI world, you often get what you pay for. It'll be interesting to see if Deep AI can maintain a balance between affordability and capability.
That's a great point, David. It reminds me of the early days of consumer tech. Remember when we all thought cheaper meant good enough? AI might be following a similar path.
Speaking of paths, Can we talk about CapCut for a second? A TikTok-affiliated AI video editor with 490 million users. That's wild.
It is impressive, Matt. But it also highlights how AI is becoming more integrated into tools we use every day. Most CapCut users probably don't even think of it as an AI tool. It's just how they edit videos now.
That's such a good observation, David. It makes me wonder, are we reaching a point where AI tool becomes as meaningless a category as digital tool? I mean, soon enough, won't almost everything have some AI component?
Mind blown. Jenny, you're right. We might be witnessing the end of AI as a special category and the beginning of it just being normal.
That's a profound thought. It also raises some concerns about transparency. If AI becomes so ubiquitous that we stop noticing it, how do we ensure it's being used ethically and responsibly?
Ooh, that's a heavy question, David, but an important one. As AI becomes more integrated into our daily tools, we'll need to be more vigilant about understanding how it's being used.
Agreed. It's like we're watching the normalization of AI in real time through this list. From specialized tools like 11 Labs to everyday apps like CapCut, AI is everywhere and growing.
Well said, Matt. And on that note of growth and change, I think it's time we wrap up this glitchy discussion. But before we go, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to Glitch in the Matrix wherever you get your podcasts. And hey, why not ask your favorite AI assistant to remind you about our next episode? Until then, stay glitchy, everyone.